Say to all a couple of interesting questions. The first question is the time of moksha same for all the jivatmas, or for some jivatma the moksha time is more and for some it is less based on their own karmas? The answer to this is very simple. The time for moksha as per the Sanatan Vedic Dharma is common for all the jivatmas. The time of moksha is approximately 311 trillion years in terms of the human calculation. 1 year mean how we understand 1 year as a human being. When we calculate the time of moksha, it is 311 trillion human years. From the point of view of Almighty God, the time of moksha is 100 Brahma years. 100 years of Almighty God is the time of the moksha awarded to the souls. And of course, after the time of moksha is over, the soul is reborn. That means the soul is awarded again the human birth. And this is also mentioned in Rig Veda first mandal, I think 24th Sukta, where God says that after the moksha is over, the soul will get a human birth. And of course, Almighty God is Nyayakari. He has his own Nyaya. He awards the human birth to all the souls after the moksha. He does not do any injustice that one soul will get rebirth, another soul will not get rebirth, etc. However, my Acharya always explained in this, when he explained this mantra, he said that the soul will get an opportunity to realize or to attain moksha again in that human birth. That means all the facilities to study Vedas, to do Ashtanga Yoga, Tapasya, to do Acharya Seva, everything, all these facilities will be given to that soul by Almighty God, and there is a genuine chance that the soul will do Tapasya and again attain moksha. And moksha time is mentioned in Mundaka Upanishad 3/2/6. It says, Te Brahmaloke ha parantakale paramritat parimuchanti sarve. Parantakale means the time of emancipation. And what happens during the moksha time? During the moksha time, the soul can move freely across the universe everywhere. Because God is omnipresent, the soul always enjoys the presence of Almighty God, always will be in bliss during that time, during that moksha time. The next question is desiring moksha also an obstacle in the sadhana? Because you have told that desire, when you desire, then there is the desire will lead to disaster. So desiring moksha, is it an obstacle? Desiring moksha is not an obstacle. To desire for moksha is called as mumukshutva in the Vedic Dharma. So God also says in the Vedas, as well as all our Rishi Munis, they have told that we must have a desire to get free from the dukkha. And this desire to get free from dukkha is called as mumukshutva. And when you do not have a desire for moksha, you will obviously not do karmas for attaining moksha. You will obviously not do worship of Almighty God. You will obviously not understand the sukh and dukh and birth and death cycle, etc. So desire for moksha is not an obstacle in moksha. See, we must understand rag and dvesh. Like Yoga Sutra speaks about rag and dvesh. Rag and dvesh are called as klesha when it is avidya yukt. Rag and dvesh created due to avidya is klesha. But rag and dvesh created due to vidya is not klesha. Vidya means, for example, even a yogi will have likes and dislikes. That means a yogi will always like purity. Yogi will always dislike impurity. But this like and dislike is due to the vidya, not due to avidya. So, rag and dvesh, vidya yukta rag and dvesh will help us in moksha. Similarly, the desire for moksha is not an obstacle in moksha. The desire for moksha is helping us and will help us to attain Almighty God, will help us to do everyday sadhana. If I do not have desire for moksha, I will not do everyday worship. I will not care for anything else. I will not see the world like, this world is a dukh sagar. It is having continuous birth and death cycle. So I will not do this kind of analysis if I do not have desire for moksha. Another question is, this question has been asked to me several times. I'm not an expert in this, but I will just try to explain to you what I have understood from my Acharya and Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati. Can you please explain about Sooksham and Stul Sharira? So Stool Sharira is very simple. Stool means what we see by our eyes, the body what you see in front of you. This is the Stool Sharira which is made from the Pancha Mahabhutas. This is Stool which is visible to our and can be perceived. This is Stool Sharira. Sooksham sharir is the sharir which is inside this Stool Sharira. That means at the time of death, for example, Yajurveda mantra says Basmantang Shariram. Basmantang Shariram means burn the body. That body is the stool body. The Suksham body cannot be burnt. The Suksham Sharir is further Suksham than the Pancha Mahabhuta. That means the Agni cannot burn the Suksham Sharira. So Suksham Sharira is the thing which travels with the Jivatma from one birth to another birth. In fact, Suksham Sharira cannot be destroyed until this universe gets destroyed in Pralaya. So Sooksham Sharira is extremely powerful, and inside this Sooksham Sharira only our impressions, our sanskaras, everything is stored. And Sooksham Sharira consists of 17 entities. Maharishi Dhananda Saraswati says 5 prana, 5 Sooksham senses, and 5 prana, 5 senses, that is the Jnanendriya, not the stool Jnanendriya, the Jnanendriya which are not seen, which is inside our body, the 5 prana and the 5 fine elements. These are the Tanmatrani from which the Mahabhuta is made. So the 5 fine elements, these 15, and the mind and intellect, these 17 factors, these are 17, the combination of these 17 elements forms the Sooksham Sharira. Sooksham Sharira is destroyed when the universe gets destroyed. When Almighty God destroys this universe, this entire universe will go into Pralaya stage, and that Pralaya stage, the universe becomes Prakriti. At that point of time, the Jivatma will exist, but Sooksham Sharira will not exist with Jivatma because it is converted into Prakriti. But again, when the universe gets created by Almighty God, God will make the Sooksham Sharira for each and every soul, and also again put the same sanskars which were present before the final destruction of the universe. So the sanskars will travel along with the Jivatma from birth to death, etc. until we attain Moksha. And in the Sooksham Sharira also, Maharishi explains that Suksham Sharira has got 2 portions. One is this Suksham Sharira which I explained to you, made of 17. The other one is Swabhavika Suksham Sharira. And this Swabhavika Suksham Sharira is a non-physical body that remains with the soul even in Moksha. And it is only because of this Swabhavika Suksham Sharira the soul is able to enjoy the Moksha bliss. So even at the time of Moksha there is a Suksham Sharira, but that is not made of Panchabhuta, that is not made of Prakriti. That is a Swabhavik Sharira of the soul which gets formed during the emancipation, during the Moksha. When somebody attains Samadhi, that Swabhavik Sharira is formed. Because of that Sharira only the soul is able to realize the bliss of the Moksha. So this is another question. The last question is, we all know that everybody has to die. Death is inevitable. Even if we know that the death is inevitable, even if we know that one day I will have to die, then why we are fearing death? A really beautiful question, a question that has to be deeply thought of. See, this is a Brahma Vidya. All these discussions on Moksha, Suksham Sharira, desire for Moksha are all Brahma Vidya. And this also is a Brahma Vidya about the fear of death. In fact, if you see Kata Upanishad, the entire Upanishad is based on death only. The Nachiketa has a question that what happens after death? Who dies actually? To be honest, why we fear death? Because we do not understand death. This is not my answer, this is my Acharya's answer. My Acharya always says that the reason why you fear death is because you do not know what is death. In fact, death does not happen. The body what we are wearing is already dead. It is made from dead objects such as Pancha Mahabhuta. So there is something else. I mean, the body is already dead. The Jivatma is always alive. The Jivatma will move from one body to another body. So death actually does not happen. But why we fear? First of all, we must understand what is the reason for anybody to fear for anything. One of the reason could be One of the reason for fear, I fear something because of the consequence of the dukkha. If something is going to give me dukh, then I will definitely fear that, right? Suppose, I won a lottery cheat. I have won so much of money and that is there in the bank account. Even after winning the lottery cheat, I fear, because I fear that somebody should not steal that money. Because I fear that I will lose. When I lose the money, I will experience dukkha. So the fear of dukh is the reason, or the dukkha is the reason for the fear, first of all. So death is that thing which gives us dukkha. Because it gives us dukkha, we are fearing death, number one. And number two is, we also do not know what will happen after my death. Suppose I am going to die, I do not know what will happen. I have done so much of hard work in this life. I have earned money. I have built a beautiful 5,000 square feet house. I have bought a Rolls Royce car. I have got a very settled life. I do not have any problem in the life. I have servants. I have servant to wash the clothes, clean the houses, cook food, to do all the service. I have servants. I don't have any problem in this life. So the moment I have a thinking that I will lose all these things, the fear is fear of death. Because when I lose all these things, I get dukkha. So I get a fear. So what is going to happen in the next life, I do not know. That is also a reason for our fear of death. A person who does not have anything to lose, that means a person who does not have any moho. Moho means attachment, will never fear death. Suppose I do not have anything to lose, I will never fear death. That's why yogi, tapasvis, rishi, muni, they do not fear death, because they don't have anything to lose. They have realized everything in this world. They have realized the ultimate, the moksha, the Almighty God. So they know that Almighty God is always going to be there. They know that they are going to be always there. They know that the bliss of emancipation, that the moksha, the sukh, cannot be stolen by anybody. So they do not fear death, because they do not lose anything. They do not fear losing anything. So the reason why we fear death is because of our attachment towards our materialistic articles. Because of our this kind of attachment, we fear death. Otherwise there is no reason for fearing death. And also one more reason is, what will happen after I die, and what will happen to me in my next life. Somebody say that, okay, some religions say that we will go to Swarga, we'll go to Naraka, etc., etc. Some Hindu religion and Sanatan Dharma, Vedic Dharma believes about the rebirth. So I do not know where I will get birth again. But a person who has firm faith on Almighty God knows that Almighty God is Nyayakari. Almighty God will not do any injustice to me. I have done my karmas, so I will get a birth according to my own karma. Even those people will not fear death. Otherwise, when we are attached to the materialistic articles of this world, we will definitely fear death. The only way to overcome this fear is to leave the attachment slowly, get complete faith of Almighty God, and get into worship of Almighty God. Otherwise, we can never overcome the fear of death. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.